Now, the part of the episode that a lot of my Twitter followers have been waiting for. I was pretty vocal on Friday night, and I tweeted when I saw the introduction of The Rock. Fucking lame. I was very disappointed to see the way the story unfolded. But let's start at the beginning, because it all started in motion on Monday Night Raw. It felt like there was a change in creative. For 2 years, we've been told the story about Cody Rhodes finishing the story. The story being he was trying to win the belt his father never did. And as the legend goes, he made it very clear when he first met with Vince McMahon, and Vince was recruiting him to come back to WWE. Vince actually flew to Atlanta to meet with him, to get him to do this. And as I understand it, Cody took that same championship that his dad held up and thought he won in Madison Square Garden all those years ago, where that photo of Dusty holding the WWF World title was on Dusty's mantle in his bedroom. Cody never forgot that. And ring used belt collector Dan Lambert gifted it to Cody. And Cody brought that belt, laid it in front of Vince McMahon, and laid out that this is what I'm coming for. That's the story that's been told. That's the motivation to come back, to finish the story. And they have drilled that in our head so long and so well and so effectively that one of their biggest licensees, the 2K video game, put Cody on the cover. Not just on the cover, the entire campaign was based around finishing the story, to the point where the commercials that they shot with other female superstars like Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley and Roman Reigns, they're all talking about finishing the story, including AI Hulk Hogan and AI Steve Austin, all talking about finishing their stories. So it felt like after Cody came back and sort of called his shot like Babe Ruth all those years ago, and tears his pec, gets back on the comeback trail, wins the Rumble, comes up short, has to get through Brock Lesnar, etc., wins the Rumble a second time, gets on the turnbuckle, starts pointing at Roman Reigns, claiming, "It's you, I'm coming for you." But the next time we saw Cody, he was interrupted by Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw. And Seth Rollins would cut a promo saying, "You don't want the part-timer belt. You don't want the Bruno belt. You want the workhorse belt. You want the belt for the people who are actually here. You want the belt that I'm wearing. This is the belt that represents Dusty's legacy. This is the Dusty belt. This is the belt you should be after." It felt weird. It felt out of left field. And it didn't make any sense. Why would a guy who was champion, who's 0-3, because Cody has beaten Seth 3 times at pay-per-view, including with one arm inside a Hell in a Cell. Why would the guy who knows he's 0-3 and has one leg say, "Hey, this is the belt you want"? Make it make sense for me, Eric. Cody finished the segment by saying, "I'll think about it." I know you saw that segment from Seth. And by the way, great promo from Seth. My man sold his ass off. But I can't help but think this was just bad creative. And they had to power through. But it felt weird. And even the crowd response live was like, "What? This isn't what we've heard for 2 years." You saw the promo on Monday. What'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you said I can disagree with. It was so awkward. And again, hats off to Seth, because Seth did his best.
Yes.
I mean, he poured himself into that promo emotionally as best he could, given the fact that it didn't make any sense. That's at the end of the day, if it doesn't make any sense, no matter how passionate you are about it, it's just hard to hit the right note. It just is. And Seth tried. And I think Cody did the best he could do, which is just basically stand there and let Seth lay out the narrative that will be presumably the premise of Cody's decisions going forward. It was awkward. It confused the audience, to your point. Their reaction was damn near non-existent. Awkward is the only word that I can come up with. And it made, at this point, I'm going to be saying this a lot as we talk about where we're going, And at this point, this past Monday, or in my case, this morning at 5:40 a.m. when I first saw it, because I had to go back and watch it on YouTube, it made no sense. It was a disconnect from everything, from the current story, from the characters, to your point, 0-3, bad leg, all that. It just made no sense. Currently.
Yeah, I mean, why would a guy who knows he's 0-3 and knows he's injured, but he's going to power through, say, hey, you don't want that belt. Come wrestle me for mine while I'm in a diminished capacity and 0-3. That makes no sense.
Yeah, especially for a heel, right?
And by the way, I want to be clear. You said it. I said it. I want to say it again. We are not being critical of Seth Rollins' performance. I think you and I both agree. He's been one of the damn workhorses carrying the load for WWE for a long, long time. And there's an argument to be made that he is one of, if not the top 5 best wrestlers in the world at any given moment, even with a bad wheel. The dude is incredibly talented. Our buddy Kevin Nash even made the comparison last year and said he's like a modern Randy Savage. He can work with anybody. He's got a good promo. He's got an over-the-top look, and he's going to deliver in the ring. Seth Rollins is an MVP, no doubt about it. But that creative sucked. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson here to tell you a little more about what adfreeshows.com is all about. Get early, ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts every single week, starting at just $9. That's less than 20 cents an episode each month. And yes, you can listen to them all directly through Apple Podcasts or your regular podcast apps. How easy is that? Ad-free shows also has thousands of hours worth of bonus content and docuseries like Title Chase, Eric Fires Back, Conversations with Conrad, and The Insiders. Plus new series like The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbags with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, and a whole lot more. And you want to talk about early? You can't get any earlier than listening to the shows live. You can be a part of the live studio audience as we record the podcast. Plus, ride shotgun alongside your favorite childhood heroes for live watch-alongs, Q&As, and other interactive experiences every single month. Come on now, see for yourself what thousands of other wrestling fans from around the world have discovered, that adfreeshows.com is the best value in wrestling. Check it out today, and hey, when you do, the first week is completely free. adfreeshows.com.